Michelle Boss and Shenise Sigsworth look like any other young nursing students in the halls of Royal Inland Hospital. What's different about these two is the fact they're also leaders of the TRU Wolfpack women's basketball team.
I love sciences and I love people, so it's kind of a perfect combination of both. My mom's a nurse and she loves her job, and you know, if you love what you do, you never work another day in your life.
I was really good at biology in high school and in my first couple years of university. And I really liked how nurses get to be with the patient at the bedside, and I really like that aspect of it. Also, two of my aunts are nurses as well, so I talked to them, picked their brain, and they said, yeah, I could see you doing this. So.
Michelle and Shenise are two of a number of current Wolfpack athletes who are involved in the nursing program. Most of those athletes have been basketball players.
The jobs that were available in the last 5 to 8 years on the women's side of things has been nursing. So it's obviously attractive to people coming out of high school. They're looking for jobs. What's the job that would interest them, plus where can they get a job? And so I think nursing has been a good fit. Our nursing department has a good reputation and has been strong for many years. So creating a relationship where they got the kind of people they need as nurses and we got the kind of athletes we need to have a basketball program, it just seemed like a natural fit.
Both of these athletes are into their third year in the nursing program. On this day, they're involved in a clinical course on RIH's 6th floor.
Well, this is a very energy-intensive clinical rotation. We deal a lot with orthopedic patients, neurosurgery patients, so it's fast-paced. But they have demonstrated ongoing leadership skills. They're very self-directed, they're motivated, they demonstrate a lot of perseverance and persistence, and I think those are very important in nursing and also in sport to be successful.
Ross has been a clinical and classroom instructor for the TRU nursing program for 7 years now. He says athletes have a special skill set which makes them potentially great nurses.
As a student athlete, you need to balance practice, also competition and academics. I think in nursing, as a nursing student, you need to balance coursework that's demanding with energy-intensive clinical rotations. So I think the combination of the two, with sport and academics, I think that it takes a great deal of commitment, but I think the students have demonstrated ongoing success, and I think it reaps rewards.
Obviously, school comes first before basketball, but our coach allows us to have like study hall when we're away on the road, which is awesome. So I get like a couple hours to study there. It's keeping on top of things too. You can't let things ball up because then you're going to be in trouble.
As far as cooperation between the athletics and the nursing programs have gone, it's been a win-win situation to make sure both requirements are satisfied.
Well, I think the nursing program does accommodate the students quite well. For our students, they go away every weekend, or a lot of the weekends, so we try to get them into clinical rotations that are on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And then I know in theory courses that we do provide some flexibility there, so I think they have peers that do take notes for them, and they can do exams on the road if that's the case. So I think the nursing program does support them well in being successful in both academics and sport.
They have clinicals that run for 10, 12 hours in a day, and so if we have a core training session, the girls will just make that up afterwards in the evening, or they'll do it on a different day because of their clinical. And when we go away and travel, they may make up a clinical on a different day that week if we're out of town. So it's been a very mutual give and take thing, and I've loved the way it's working so far.
They're amazing, actually. We've talked to them early on when we get our courses, and we say, okay, this is when we're going to be away, and they are really accommodable for us. And they say, okay, they have a couple of missed labs for us that we can make up when we get back, or we can write tests on the road. They're really awesome.
We've traveled almost every Friday this semester. I've hardly been to a single lab class, but I go in on Mondays with my prof. She volunteers an extra hour of her time just for me and Shenise, and we do our lab then with her.
For potential student-athlete nurses, here's some words of advice.
If you're coming right out of high school, take a year in the science program and do some of those courses ahead of time, just so there's not as much workload on you, and you're able to balance both. And talk to your profs as soon as you can and get a good relationship with them.
I'd say a big one is just having good communication skills. So it's got to be with your coach, so he knows that you can't practice for 8 hours during the day because you have 8-hour clinical, right? There's no chance of going to practice then, right? So having good communication skills with him, and then also with your profs, because you're going to be missing a lot of Fridays and a lot of Mondays and stuff like that. But if you talk to them early, they really appreciate that, and they'll respect your basketball schedule and do what they can to help you out.